It's winter. It's snowing and miserable outside. The world is brown, and I am ready to get something fresh and good in my diet. And, the endless salads just kind of aren't cutting it. So, I'm getting ready to start a little bit of indoor garden, but trying to start indoors without a whole lot of inputs from, say, grow lights, which a little bit of grow light is okay, but also not taking up too much space. Also, I'm impatient. I'm ready for it. I just want to be eating something green and fresh tasting. So, what are my options? What are the fastest things that you can grow indoors? So, the best thing to start with are sprouts. Sprouts are really simple. Basically, it's a process of wetting down your seeds, leaving them, rinsing them daily. They'll be up in a few days, and then you're ready to harvest them within days after that. Under a week, you can be eating sprouts. Next up, microgreens. They're kind of like sprouts, except that you're growing them in a growing medium. So you're going to want some potting soil in there, or maybe some coir or something like that on the bottom. And instead of eating the whole sprout with the seed attached, you're going to actually cut those off at the bottom of the stem. Under 2 weeks, you can be eating microgreens. Next up is shoots. Sort of a microgreen. They're generally something that we do with larger seeds like peas, sunflowers, garbanzo beans, things like that. Grow them, to about 5 inches. This would be things, it will give you like a harvestable pea tendril that's just so good, and all sorts of things. And a little nicer because they're a little bigger, so they hold up well for things like sautés and stir fries. And then we have our baby green categories that are going to take a little longer. Should be able to get a harvest of baby lettuce within about 3 weeks. And then, you may even be able to cut this back and keep it as a cut and come again for at least a time or two. But also you can succession plant and start, say, 1 small tray this week, 1 in a few days, keep going like that. So you have a nice supply of baby lettuce greens. Spinach, same thing, but worth a mention on its own because it's spinach, it's great, it's versatile, it's delicious, and, just enough different that will give it a category of its own. And then, as kind of a bonus, there are many other types of greens that you can grow as baby greens to give you that boost. So things like chard, beet greens, kale, baby kale, all of those, lots of options there, arugula, lots of options. So microgreens might take a little bit longer than the spinach and lettuce, say more towards 40 days. But again, this will give you a nice rounded diet, a nice rounded variety of things that you can grow right in your home, on a windowsill, maybe with a touch of a grow light, but not too much of a space hog, and able to be done. Now, I just want to note too, you'll notice on here that some of these, like this red chard, it's labeled as a microgreen seed because that's how it was in the catalog, and you get that kind of on some of the different things. For instance, the broccoli is labeled as a sprouting seed, but it can also be grown as a microgreen. So just because these things say that they're microgreens, if you want to grow them onto a baby stage or a shoot stage, something like that, just know that there's really no difference in the seed. Seed is seed. What you really want is a good quality seed, preferably organic, and one that is not treated.